Independent venues were the first to close and will be the last to open, if they survive. The unbridled joy of watching your favorite artist on stage and the rush of a mosh pit was taken without warning by an invisible virus. Musician and venue employees face unemployment, while music lovers are left with an illusion of the scene that once was. The Seattle music industry is dead for the foreseeable future, and if COVID-19 persists the way it is now, its disappearance may be permanent. Ariana Vendetti works at the Crocodile in Seattle and hasn't been able to go to work since the shutdown began in March.
The Crocodile is like family. We're all just kind of a bunch of misfit weirdos.
Many venues are unsure of their futures without being able to host concerts like this venue, or this venue, or even this venue. I got this shirt at this venue last summer.
There are many struggles and questions to be answered. Concerts scheduled for the spring were immediately postponed or canceled as artists and venue workers watched their livelihoods disappear. How can we support these venues and musicians during times when they cannot perform? Many people in the music industry are finding ways to support themselves, like creating GoFundMe accounts and reaching out to supporting organizations such as KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
The big one we have gotten behind this spring, summer, and now this fall is SMASH, which is a local nonprofit called Seattle Musicians Access to Sustainable Healthcare, and they do just that. I mean, they give Seattle musicians, big and small, who don't have insurance, access to not only preventative care, but like hearing checks and mental health care, and which is so important for creative types.
Speaking personally for the Crocodile, we still do have our GoFundMe up and open for donations that will go directly to employees. It's not, it's not to pay the electricity, it's not to pay rent, it's to directly to people like me.
Without music venues, there is an eerie silence that has fallen over the once vibrant music scene of Washington State. Clearly, this affects many different people. One of those is musician Michael Vanson, a vocalist in the band Scythe Gang 666. They haven't had a chance to play any shows since the pandemic started.
Live music is like half of the whole package, and having an outlet for smaller bands to be able to go and perfect that and practice that and show that off, like that shows a lot of what we're doing and what we're working on. And kind of without that outlet, you're really missing like a really big part of what like a group's package could be.
Musicians rely heavily on their ability to play shows and share their music with people all over the city or even the state. New bands and musicians need all the small venues to stay open to continue to keep music alive.
I think definitely at first it's going to come back incredibly slowly. People probably think that, as soon as a vaccine happens and as soon as, it's safer to be able to gather in any form, that concerts and big festivals and stuff are just immediately going to happen, when it doesn't.
So it's not like in March, all of a sudden, we'll be back to going and seeing a show with 16,000 people in arena. We're going to have to ease into it.
We have a pretty big like actual show planned out, but it's like, I don't know when anything's going to come back. And when it does, it's definitely not going to be the same as it was before. There's definitely going to be a lot of limitations for it.
Venues are urging people to donate to in support of venues to keep them open. Keep Music Live is a COVID-19 relief fund for small independently owned venues. They've set a lofty goal of raising $10 million in critical funds, something they say will require not only community support and donations, but also public support that venues can continue to keep their doors open and the music scene alive in our state. Musicians, promoters, and venue staff alike have been facing the difficulties of this time, where music stands still, leaving them wondering if music is over. Hopefully, all of our venues will still be standing when the music returns. But there's only one way that will happen, And that is if they get support. When all of this is over, there's going to be a greater appreciation for live music. And I hope this translates to a greater appreciation for all the people that are involved in putting concerts on. In Seattle, I'm Mari Lozano.